Ondo State Police Command has uncovered a baby factory operating in Odigbo Local Government Area and arrested a woman identified as Ada Clement for alleged child trafficking and exploitation. Police said the facility was discovered after a 17-year-old victim, Vivian Peter, escaped and reported that she had been trafficked from Akwa Ibom under the pretext of a job offer. She revealed that several other pregnant girls were being held in the illegal clinic. Acting on a report, operatives raided the premises, rescuing 5 pregnant girls and a newborn baby boy. Investigations showed that babies were being sold for 400,000 naira and above for female children and 600,000 naira and above for male children. Police confirmed that one of the victims had already delivered and was receiving treatment at the General Hospital, Ore. The remaining victims are now under protective custody and receiving care. The State Commissioner of Police, Odigbo Lawal, has ordered a full investigation to track and prosecute all members of the trafficking syndicate. Detectives are currently trailing other fleeing suspects linked to the operation. Authorities reaffirmed their commitment to combating human trafficking and child exploitation, urging citizens to report suspicious activities to security agencies. Mr. Kolawale, we from this story we learned that one had to escape before this was exposed. And towards the latter end of the story, there's an encouragement from the authorities that these cases should be reported. Is it a situation of these cases being reported and nothing is being done, or the fear of... let me just get your opinion on the story before we dive into the question.
I mean, the issue of baby factory has been a thing in this part of the world for a while now. They haven't found a way to stop such occurrences, and that is because already we have limited our system, right? Does not. I mean, insecurity is the order of the day, basically. If I want to put it plainly, and even in the case of reporting and not reporting, like I always say on the show, when we report these things, when these things are being exposed, what happens afterwards?
Okay.
You know, are these people being charged, right? Are these teenagers or the kids or the people involved being rehabilitated? Are they being catered for? You know, at the end of the day, you find out that there is a vacuum. We do not even have. We have too much open-ended cases where there's a trending issue, and all of a sudden nobody hears anything about it.
Yeah.
I know it may seem like you have so much going on. Of course, I mean, this is a society. There's lots of dynamics to look at, lots of things going on. But we have to ensure that these things are being followed up properly. Now, the issue of baby factory, like I said, has been ongoing for years now, for decades. And we have limited police officers in this country. I mean, the ratio is very poor. It's not even a ratio if you ask me. So the policemen cannot even keep an eye on things. Now, how do we checkmate these things? Okay, maybe as they are being trafficked, the checkpoints, are the checkpoints in our society operating properly?
Okay. It's
not. So how do we even stop people being trafficked from one place to another? That's one side. Then what about these buildings that are these locations that are housing such acts, right? Because these things go on in buildings, right? So how do we checkmate these things? There's literally no system that checkmates these things in our society. The only thing we have going on, or the only thing we could say can help, is maybe people, you know, probably reporting these cases. And then again, when you come to people, a typical Nigerian is trying to just feed himself. You know, the economy is already hard. I mean, if someone looks fishy to you, you just look like, let me just focus on my own self and do my stuff.
Okay.
And this thing will just keep going on for years. So I feel like we as in as much as we always point fingers at the government, we always talk about these things, let us also try to play some parts. You know, when we find out that places that are looking sketchy, let us try to report them. You know, there are cases of locations that exist for decades that have been used for, you know, human trafficking, baby factory, ritual killings, and all of that. And some of them are even like where people are living, and you can't tell me nobody sensed anything for years. But it's just because people are are not paying attention. People are focused on just themselves. So I'm just speaking to people out there. Try to, when you notice something is fishy,
Mm.
just report such a thing. It's not a crime, even if it turns out that it's not fishy. At least that will be ticked off the list, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only way we can, at least for now, that's the only way we can reduce such things. So I'm glad the teenagers have been rescued, but like I said in the previous report and I mentioned earlier, what happens next? Are they going to just be left back? Are they going to just be mothers, teenage mothers moving forward? Are they going to get some sort of um, 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 rehabilitation,
Yeah.
mental rehabilitation and all of that? These are the big questions. But from history and the way things happens in this country, these people will just be left back into the society as if nothing ever happened.
Well,
So when does the change start, right?
okay.
When does the change start?
One of the sorry, sorry to cut you short. One of the girls that escaped, the girl that escaped that made it clear, said they were being lured with job opportunities. Now, a question keep ringing in my head: how come you are getting pregnant and you don't have anything you're doing?
Mm. I mean, of course, there has to be a system these people used to get their victims. I mean, just like your question is very valid, but then again, let's not forget the report says they are teenagers. So what are teenagers trying to do looking for jobs in the first case? Well, I get that. I mean, there's hardship in the town. There are some cases where teenagers have to literally strive for themselves and whatnot.
Okay.
That's why, the crime, insecurity
Mm.
thrives when there is no progress in a society.
Okay.
That is just, this is just a plain realistic example. Because now, what these kids were trying to do, if I'm speaking plainly, right, is
Mm.
that they are trying to simply look for jobs to cater for themselves or maybe their families. And in that case, they were being kidnapped, trafficked, and turned and they are now victims of being in a baby factory. So it's such a sad thing, and I feel, speak broadly too, I feel like parents of these girls should also be brought in for questioning because I mean, I don't know the investigation that was done. Hopefully, it was due to parents that reported their kids missing. But they
Okay.
should also be brought in for questioning to understand the dynamics of things like this. Most times, when things like this happen, the best thing is to understand the what's it called again, the cause points,
Mm.
so that we prevent things like this from happening. Right? When parents come and report cases and there and investigation is done, we find out that there's a pattern to which these things happen. Like the lady has said, she was probably looking for a job. She was looking for a job rather,
Okay.
and she was lured and trafficked into this. So this would open the eyes of other citizens in the state.